Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Here on YouTube, and I just wanted to share a Thanksgiving message that it's a time to be thankful, to take count of our many blessings. Here comes Buddy. Here comes Buddy. I'm really thankful for Buddy. Everything, and it's important for us to be thankful, to take count of the many blessings that God has granted us, and and to really recognize that things are things can always be worse, and I know that's an argument that everything could be better, though, you know. Both are true, and it doesn't mean that we shouldn't be thankful, though, you know. um, no no living person is an island, okay. um, we all have people and the infrastructure of just things, systems and supporting us. um, and we got to be thankful for the family farmers in particular. Without the family farmers, none of us would have any food. I mean, that's just basic facts, you know. And I do believe in God, and He, God, created us all for a purpose, to be in this world, to learn, to have an experience, um, and to learn how to love God and how to love other people, as much as we love ourselves. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle right now, um, because social media, the internet, has bombarded the individual with plenty of things to hate, with plenty of things that make a person frustrated about, and all that kind of stuff. And we wind up loathing ourselves, hating ourselves, because we're not able to live up to all these standards that the world puts on us. And that's why I'm a strong believer in God, because He can pull us through the fires, and He can heal people. And faith is very important, to develop a sense of faith. It's important to keep in mind that life is a journey, um, and I understand that that's becoming a cliche, but it's not a cliche. We're on a journey, and life is not a race. People who are struggling, who think life is a rat race, and they're caught up in bills and working, and it's hard not to be frustrated and just chalk it all up to being a rat race, you know. That's why our relationships with God and each other is so important, because um, to have healthy personal boundaries, to have healthy relationships with people, and to keep to really pull us out of that thinking that everything is a rat race, to keep us out of negative thinking all the time. Uh, there's that song and that Bible verse that talks about there's a time, a place for everything under heaven. Well, the time for being thankful is every day, though. Every day we wake up, we should be thankful. Um, and we can always find something to be thankful for, you know. Um, if if you're, I know there are people out there who are struggling with their spirituality. They're struggling with addictions of some sort, you know. Fentanyl seems to be the biggest one. Um, I don't know. I don't know what the new street drugs are, but I know it's bad, you know, um, and stuff. And it's so easy for spiritually hardened people to to judge um, homeless drug addicts. Well, that's their choice, they would say. Well, no, addiction is a spiritual bomb. A person who's addicted to street drugs is definitely in a bondage to that drug, and it's really not by choice. Um, they have to get to a point where they do choose to change. That takes a lot of support, though. You understand? And so there are organizations. There's a lot of nonprofit organizations um, trying to help. We, if outsiders and just the average Joe out there, um, donations is always needed, but we are really dealing with the spiritual realm of things as well. And I'm just asking you to pray for the homeless. I'm asking you to take count of your blessings just know that the spiritual, we have angels about us, um, fighting the good fight and doing their best to keep us out of harm's way. And stuff. Um, so yeah, just take it easy in life and keep your chin up. Things are rough. I know things are rough, especially economically right now. And that's one of the reasons people are in such a bind, because our culture, the American culture, has really entangled a lot of judgment of around economics, around having money versus not having money, wealth. All these things are actually a spiritual battle. All these things are actually a spiritual struggle. Learning how to share, learning how to care, learning how to love, and not judge based on anything external or material of this world. And I definitely pray, I honestly pray for everybody, you know, because I believe we're all a part of God. We're all a part of God, and some people are out there, they struggle because they're spiritually asleep. You know, they haven't woken up. And those who are emerging, spiritually awakening, need to continue to wake up, spiritually awake up, and heal from their traumas, to heal from just how harsh this world can really be, the material world can be. But I'm just encouraging people to keep in mind and to keep in spirit and in prayer, you know. Not just material, not just for material abundance, but spiritual abundance. And to have an increase in their own spirituality, where peace, love, and joy is their thing that shines the brightest about their lives. I believe I'm definitely a person that's come through a lot of struggles, and I am in the process of awakening in the dream and stuff, and I've had some struggles with rigid thinking about God, about things of this world. And I've been entangled with a lot of distractions, you know. but I've come through a lot of that. You know, I'm not doom scrolling. Uh, you know, I'm limiting my time on the internet, and I'm getting out and doing more walking and talking. I'm always talking with my friends, family. I'm always I'm praying a lot for not just myself, but for the people around me. And it's not for me. It's not about just going. It's not a matter of just going through the motions. I seriously do pray for people, and I don't know if any of that made sense. I honestly hope that it does, and that I just, you know, oh, buddy's gonna go. I put some, uh, yeah, buddy's about 10 years old and everything. I've had him for 6, and he's about 4 years old when I got him from the Humane Society. He was a true stray cat. So, um, just God bless God bless you. Um, I hope that you find things to be thankful for in your life, small things at first, and I hope as you come through your struggles, as you come through your struggles and have victory, that you have more and more things to be thankful for. And it's not a self-centered thing to rejoice in those personal victories that you have, especially, you know, if you have victory over drug addiction. I would encourage you to get on YouTube and Facebook to share those things, to share those victories, because people need to hear those types of stories. They really do. And stuff. So, God bless everybody. Just keep on keeping on.